I was just gonna call you.
Good.
Yeah.
Maybe that's a sign we're on the same page for a change. All right, Judge Carroll is taking the morning for the disposition of other matters, which means your trial won't convene until this afternoon, leaving us much needed time to strategize.
I was gonna ask you, what's the maximum sentence Ethan Lovett can get for assaulting my daughter?
Rise and shine, Dodge. Fresh ground from Kelly's. Hell of a lot better than the rancid sludge they have on tap around here. I would have brought you a cup, officer, but I know how itchy it makes your trigger finger.
Well, thanks for your concern. I'll be back.
Cops. Rough night?
Illuminating.
How so?
Well, I never understood why it was so easy for Lucky and Lulu to believe I beat Christina. But they kept hinting about something terrible from your past, and I finally got fed up with it, so I asked Lulu about it, and she told me that you raped their mother.
All right, you've had a really rotten deal here, so maybe I owe you this one, but this is absolutely the last time I'm ever going to talk about this.
Fair enough. Hey.
My old man was an abusive drunk who repeatedly beat my mother until he finally killed her one night. I spent most of my young life vowing never to be like him and afraid that I was him. And then one night it happened. I became an abusive drunk who raped the woman I loved.
Well, that's the part that bothers me. I mean, you snapped on a night like any other, so how long until I snap?
Don't be a self-fulfilling prophecy. You're responsible for your own actions. What I did was because I was drunk, miserable, selfish, and afraid I was going to be murdered. It had nothing to do with dear old Tim Spencer. I did not repeat the sins of my father any more than you're doomed to repeat mine.
Forget about Ethan Lovett for a moment. I need you to focus. Now, Dante's testimony wasn't as damaging as it could have been. We sort of dodged a bullet on that one. But there's more testimony to come, and it's damning. There are two witnesses in particular that I'm concerned about. John Zakar is going to have plenty to say about your relationship with Claudia. He's going to establish a pattern of hatred and dysfunction, which ultimately led to Claudia's death. And then there's Maxie. You, illuminated by headlights at 3 a.m. in a blood-soaked shirt, is going to provide a very powerful image to those jurors who watch too much television.
We can't let Ethan slide on this one. I can't. Look, no man, I don't care whose son it is, lays a hand on my daughter. I want this bastard badly. He's gonna pay.
Stop it! I'm with you, Sonny. I'm with you. I hate bullies who beat up little girls. I do. And I think he should pay. And he will. I personally will help you prosecute Ethan Lovett to the fullest extent of the law. But in the meantime, between now and that far-off distant day when Ethan Lovett goes to trial, Christina's going to need her father. And you're not going to be any good to her if you're sitting in prison.
Are you here to tell me that Ethan finally admitted he beat up my daughter?
He'll never do that, Sonny, because he's innocent. No, I'm stooping to a level here that I never thought I'd reach. I'm appealing to you as a father. A man knows his kids on a cosmic level. He knows their core, their character. Not the daughters so much, because they're women and they remain a mystery, but a man knows his sons. Just like you know Michael and Morgan. I know Lucky. And I know Ethan. Now, if Lulu had been beaten up the way Christina was, you bet your life I'd want that son of a bitch to pay. And pay dearly. But you're looking in the wrong place for justice, man. Ethan didn't do this. I'm asking you. I'm begging you, Sonny. Talk to Christina again. Get her to tell you what really happened there.
Luke, are you calling my daughter a liar?
You wanted to see me?
Yeah, I wanted to let you know that I get it. You know, all the veiled references to some terrible event in Luke's past. Well, Lulu told me, and Dad just confirmed it. He raped your mother.
Well, now you know.
My understanding of you keeps growing by leaps and bounds. I mean, it must have been quite an adjustment, realizing your father wasn't who you thought he was.
I respect you, Luke. And if the positions were reversed, I'd want to believe my son was incapable of such a monstrous act. But now you're pushing it. You're talking about my daughter, who is the victim here. But because we've been friends for so long, I'm going to ask you to leave.
Fair enough.
I don't know, this whole thing just kind of surprised me.
Yeah. You know, it's moments like this where you realize that it's probably a blessing that you grew up without Luke around. I mean, you didn't have to have a profound, godlike image of someone you love shattered. Where you think you know someone, what lines they wouldn't cross. Then you find out you had no idea.
Hey. So, Diane says that you're too distracted, that you're not focusing on the trial.
I paid Diane a lot of money to worry. I'm fine.
I'm not so sure, Sonny.
You know what? Look, I'm the defendant. All I got to do is show up on time, not dress too flashy, and act misunderstood.
Yeah, but see, you don't see how you're wearing your hatred for Ethan on your face.
Well,
you know that the jury's gonna watch you like a hawk. They're gonna watch every move you make, every expression, and you're gonna interpret it to mean something, despite what the judge says. You get on the stand in this state of mind, you might as well hold your hands out for the cuffs.
Like I said, Diane exaggerates.
You're not just fighting for your freedom, you're fighting for Michael's. Please don't lose sight of that, because everything we've done will go out the window.